everyone's having a very happy Monday. I am cooking late night lasagna because my cooking at 4:30 today couldn't happen. And then afterwards, I wasn't crazy about eating because I was doing a training today at 8 o'clock. And I always get a bit anxious before my training, so I couldn't eat. And then now that my training's done, I said, oh, time for dinner. So I'm making late night lasagna. And my husband, he really enjoyed it last time. So he said it's a really good time to try to make it again. I still have lasagna noodles left. He just grated up a whole bunch of cheese. And you know what's amazing? I get to show my new phone on my old phone. And now I get to share it into all the different places, like the different chats and stuff, so that we can have more people watching us. So if you're here, say hi in the chat. It's always nice to talk to someone and not to just talk to myself for the whole time. And it'll make me hungrier, and happier to cook with someone than by myself. So my husband just grated up all the cheese. So my favorite part is being able to sprinkle all that cheese. Hi, Sherry Lynn, into the delicious dinner that I'm making. And yeah, I know it's late at night, but late at night, old Sherry before in Tupperware, would have probably just, ordered out. Right? That's the truth between Sherry now and Sherry then. But now Sherry here is like, I can make lasagna. Yeah, vegetarian lasagna. Yep, whoop whoop. Hi Sheila, nice to see you. Vegetarian lasagna, exactly. My husband is vegetarian. I'm not, but I'm not going to cook the meals more than once. So I'm just sharing it into a few chats. I mean, why not? It's late night lasagna time. So write down in the chat where you're watching from. Do you have a favorite piece of Tupperware? Okay, I shared it into a few places. Whoop whoop. So write down in the chat where you're watching from, your favorite piece of Tupperware. Are you a vegetarian or are you not a vegetarian? This is like my go-to recipe. In my Tupperware pressure cooker, you can make a lasagna in like 20. They tested it. 26 minutes it took. If you're looking for the actual recipe, it is in my VIP group. I have a folder in my VIP group called recipes. And it's in there, so you'll definitely be able to see that recipe and all the other recipes. I try to cook live at least once a day, or I try to be live once a day. If you're in my VIP group, later when Caroline is done her live sale in my VIP group, I will do the advent calendar bag. But for now, better make our dinner. I just couldn't cook earlier. I always get a bit anxious before my training, even though I know it's going to be good because I put a lot of effort into it. I just couldn't cook beforehand. So if you are here, it would be really great if you guys could comment. I see there is a lot of eyes in the chat, but not a lot of commenting. So everyone that's here, say hi, say where you're watching from. Your next comment could be your favorite piece of Tupperware. Even if it's your first time and you don't want to answer anything, you could just say hi. That always helps because it's like nice to know. I see all these eyes, but I don't see any comments except for Sherry Lynn going, hello, hello. So this is the pressure cooker. It's pressure cooker in the microwave, but you don't have to worry about like that pressure cooker that explodes. It's super safe. It has a lot of safety features. The only thing... Okay, well, then you have to be patient because I'm going to cook it. The only thing about the pressure cooker that you have to make 100% sure is that whatever you put into the pressure cooker, it is covered in liquid. Because one time I didn't. It burnt the whole bottom, hi Sherry, of my pressure cooker. Ooh, not fun. So the first step to this is we're going to add the liquid. That's the first step. Okay, so the first step on this recipe, you can add extra things. I'm only going to add, I asked my husband, we have peppers now. I said, should we add peppers? He said, keep it simple. So we're only going to add the onion like we did last time. So first thing first, we got to add a little liquid. Let me just turn that down. Okay, we're going to add a little liquid. We're going to use our trusty can opener. It's amazing, the can opener. It's good for left-handed. It's good for right-handed. It unsticks the glue of the can. And if you are not talking, like me, you'd probably hear a little click. then you know that it's done. Now you think, uh-oh, the can is not open. You do this, bam, and the can is open. And like this, like magic, you can touch it without any sharp edges cutting off your finger or anything. Put the can lid there. So first thing we're gonna do is add a little bit of liquid, the tomato sauce, to the bottom because we don't want anything to burn. Okay, so can of tomato sauce over there for now. Now we know that it's there. We're gonna add a little bit of spice into it. This is Barb's Road Gourmet Garlic Scapes. I met him at a flea market I did in the summertime, and he grows his own garlic, and every year I fill up with him. And even if next year I don't do that flea market, I'll probably pass by just so I can get some more of this delicious garlic. He has such a nice personality. He made it exciting for me to like want to buy his recipe. Hi Olga, lasagna yummy, made it on Sunday. Love your pressure cookers. There's a lot of things you can do in your pressure cooker. Okay, next up, we're gonna add our lasagna noodles. And not like crazy. Okay, you can do it in layers. I like to just break it up into little pieces. Kind of becomes more like a lasagna pasta, but anyways, it helps you get your frustration out when you're mad at things or you want to release some energy. Okay, you break up your noodles into here. Easy peasy. Okay, just enough to kind of make layers. Everything goes into it raw. Okay, here's another layer. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so I can see some eyes. I can see some comments. Everyone wrote down some of their favorite pieces of Tupperware. I want to know, since it's late at night, what did you guys have for dinner today? I didn't eat dinner earlier because, as I was mentioning, I did a training tonight. And I just, I ate a little snack, but always before a training or always before something, whoop, something just flew over there. I couldn't eat. Okay, we're going to add some more noodles in a minute. Now we're going to chop up our onion, which I should have done first. I just realized, but that's okay. What we're going to do, hold on that thought a second. I just realized what I did. Oh my goodness. 2 lids and no bottom. No! I just realized what I did, guys. I totally messed this recipe up. You're supposed to do the caramelization of your onions. So what I'm gonna do instead, and I realized I have 2 tops with no bottom, is I'm gonna have to dirty up another pot. But that's okay. Pot problem, when you make a mess in your first pot, you get your second pot out. Okay, if you're not doing the recipe like me, you would have caramelized your onions first before you put all the liquid in. I guess I'm just hungry. So instead I'm going to use my stack cooker to caramelize the onions. No problem, because if you're in Tupperware for a while now, you have more than one cooking system. Okay, we're going to caramelize our onions first. You made spaghetti squash with meat sauce. And Sherry, you made chili homemade buttermilk biscuits. Oh, vegan burger with salad. Okay, some delicious things going on. Okay, if you can't see here, let me just put this here for a minute. Okay, we're gonna caramelize our onion now. And then we're gonna add that into the delicious mix of our recipe. And it's good that it's in a different pot, because last time I made this recipe, I ended up dirtying up a bowl anyways, so because I threw the onions into it. So this time I'm just gonna dirty up a stack cooker. No problem. Okay, we're gonna peel that off. We're gonna put that into our chopper over here. Into big pieces, it's okay. So I can see other eyes, so what else? Olga, what did you have for dinner today? And Sheila, what did you have for dinner? And I'm not sure who else was there at the beginning. I didn't see all the eyes. Okay, we'll make sure there's no waste. We get all the red onion in. And we're using red onion because that's the onion that my husband likes the best. You can use any onion to caramelize. Okay, so we're gonna chop this up. There's gonna be no crying because I'm not gonna put my face in it like last time. Okay, we got our chopper going. Okay. Okay, no blinking, no gym needed. You go, wow. Okay, if you are in front of me, everyone should give me that reaction. The wow emoji. Okay, 10 seconds flat. No crying, so I'm not gonna put it to my face. I'm gonna put it in my stack cooker. We're done with the chopper now. Into the stack cooker it goes. We're gonna get our trusty spatula. We're gonna make sure that we don't waste any of this delicious red onion. Okie dokie. Okay. And look at that, barely any crying today. Did not put my face in it. Okay, the chopper. We're done with the chopper now. We're gonna add some, a little bit of tears coming. We're gonna add some olive oil into there because we wanna get that caramelized up really good. And we're gonna add the lid. It's gonna go in the microwave for 3 minutes. Now the stack cooker is amazing. It actually uses the microwave to cook. So we can make a lot of one-pot meals in there. If you have a stack cooker, write in the chat what you use your stack cooker for. Would love to know. I've made tons of recipes using my stack cooker. You know, I've made like one-pot meals. I've made different rice, different sauces. My marinara sauce is in that stack cooker. Okay, put that onion back. We're not gonna close our lasagna because we're gonna need it. Next up, when those onions are done, we're gonna add that deliciousness into the layer. This is what it looks like so far. You're literally gonna just make sure everything's covered in liquid and everything's covered in layers. So I'm gonna add some cheese now. Ooh, the cheese is all on this plate in front of me. Sink that so we have less mess around. And you know what? There's never a bad time. I want to know in the chat, what is your favorite kind of cheese? Do you have a favorite kind of cheese? And if so, how much cheese is too little or too much cheese? Okay, we're going to add another layer of lasagna while the onions are caramelizing. We're not vegan, so we use any kind of cheese that was on sale. So that kind of cheese. We're not vegan at home. We're vegetarian, so we eat cheese. I've bought lactose-free cheese. I've talked about it many times on my lives. We're not vegetarian. We are vegetarian. We're not vegan at home, so we use any kind of cheese that's on sale. That cheese I think is marble cheese. Any cheese that's on sale, that's the kind of cheese we use. Okay, I'm gonna add some veggie broth. And I remember last time it told me, for a quick taste, like homemade broth, 1.5 teaspoons into 1 cup of water. It says boiling water, but I just roll with it. Okay. And you know what? Extra tasting veggie broth is not the end of the world here. I think that's about 1 cup. If you want the precise recipe, again, it's in my group. I kind of just go with the flow. And it's also amazing to just have, like, you know, in a modular mate. Because you know what? Honestly, the veggie broth that I buy in the store, although it's cheap, you know, most of the time I buy when it's $2. Sometimes you only need a little bit and you forget about it. And then, you know, it's expired by the time you use it again. So getting the powdered veggie broth is like a winner. I want to make sure I don't put in the wrong water. Okay, that's plain water. I'm using my bottle to measure and I'm like, wait a sec. Okay, that's the water that I've been drinking. As you can see here, Always have a Tupperware water bottle with me, no matter what I'm doing. Okay, whoop, that is hot. The caramelized onions are done. Okay, okay, there's no smell-o-vision. Okay, but I'm saying you can use any cheese. I don't use, we're not vegan. So we eat cheese, we eat milk. And even still, I'm not even vegetarian, okay? I eat meat, but I'm only gonna cook once. So obviously lasagna and everything that I make when I cook live is gonna be vegetarian. Okay, always open things away from you because you don't want a blast of in the face. And also it's hot. Woo! If you had smell-o-vision, it would smell amazing because you can't smell it, but caramelized things always make the world smell nicer. I don't know. It always smells amazing. Okay, look at this. Smell this. Okay. Put that emoji in the chat, like the smell. Smell-o-vision. Okay, it's going to be a thing one day. Caramelized onions. What do they look? Okay, so we're gonna take a big dollop of caramelized onions and put that into the mix. Okay, we're gonna use it all, but just okay. Caramelized everything makes it better. If I had peppers, I would also add that into there to make it the caramelized deliciousness. So we're gonna put that aside. And we're obviously going to add another round of cheese because cheese makes everything better. My husband says, don't use those small, I give him this small freezer container to put the rest of the cheese away in. And he's like, that's not going to fit. I'm like, we're going to use a lot of cheese in our recipe. So it's definitely going to fit. It's going to be awesome. Okay, now we're going to add some veggie broth. There's no trick to this. I like making one-pot meals. So I like making meals where I could literally throw everything in raw and then go from there. And there's no way to mess this up. Unless you don't cover everything in here with liquid. That's the only way you can mess this up. Okay, so now I'm going to take the water that doesn't have my powder in it. Let me just test again. Even still, both water bottles have different color caps on. So you just mix your veggie broth, 1 cup of water. If it wanted to be good, I would have measured this into an actual like measuring cup. So I knew how much water was 1 cup. But basically, I'm just gonna now cover everything there with the veggie broth that I just concocted. I didn't get everything out, so I'm just gonna add a little more. There's no problem. If you add more liquid, you just have to make sure that you have more food, right? More food equals more liquid. Okay. Now in here, I'm gonna add a layer of lentils. So this is like the section now where you would put your meat if you were making it, you know. You can put your ground beef in here. You can add ground beef in here. And you can put it in raw. That's what I was trying to think of the word. Okay. I'm going to add about 2 handfuls of lentils. So it's good that I added that extra liquid because the lentils, they take up, for every about 1 cup that you put in, it's about like 2 cups of water because the lentils, they take a lot of water. Okay, extra lentils, no problem. That way I know that I'm eating a good amount of protein. And if you buy the lentils at Costco, they'll last forever in your Super Oval number 5. And if you see here, they expire in 2028. And what I like about putting the lentils right away into a Tupperware modular mate is that I'll be able to see them and say, okay, when I'm like maybe down to here, I'll go buy another pack at Costco. And it really is inexpensive to buy a giant pack because you can see you could probably use about 1 to 2 cups of lentils per recipe. It's not expensive. I like to use red lentils because I find that they are softer and they cook down faster. You can use brown lentils. You can use any kind of lentils in this recipe because they're cooked. Because in this recipe, it cooks more than 20 minutes. So there we go. Okay, the lentils are there. I might add another layer of lentils after. We'll see. I'm just going to put that over here. Okay, now it's your good energy time. You want to get some more layers going. And, you know, today didn't go right. And you did a live sale. And you know, your computer froze. Or even right now, I can see I'm kind of freezing. That's okay. Just break off your energy. Let it go. Okay? Get your energy broken up. Woo! Okay, you might find lasagna pieces all over the place, but you get, again, you don't have to break it up. I'm breaking it up. You can actually layer it super nicely in your cooker if you want. Add another layer of lentils, another layer of onion, and you could also layer it up with different vegetables, with cheese. You can add, what's that soft cheese? Cottage cheese, or can't remember the other kind of cheese. You could layer it up with that kind of stuff. I just don't have any at home, so I'm literally using what I have. Add another layer of noodles. Just make sure that you layer everything, liquid, vegetable. I mean, again, when you eat it, it's probably going to come out in one lump sum, but it's going to come out delicious. Sometimes I look at my food and I go, that looks weird. But at the same time as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, that is super delicious. Okay, I'm going to add another layer of cheese. And also I'm going to say, you have to have fun with what you're cooking. If you're cooking and you're not having fun, then it's like, how are you going to enjoy your food? You have to cook with enthusiasm. You have to like what you're cooking. Because also then your brain is going to say, ugh, what did you make? Like, I'm going to tell you, honestly, before I didn't love any of this vegetarian stuff because I was like, I never ate vegetarian at home before. So why am I going to be excited about eating vegetarian things now? But, you know, now that I'm cooking more with Tupperware and I'm trying the products and, you know, I'm trying new recipes so that my husband eats different kind of food and not just like, I mean, I get this is pasta, but like we try a lot of different foods. Like since I've joined Tupperware 10 years ago, I try a lot of food that I never thought I would eat, like mushrooms. I did not eat mushrooms before. And it's definitely not a thing that I, you know, like the idea of eating. But now I'll put mushrooms in everything because they make everything more flavorful. And you know, I never really caramelized things before either. And now I'm like, oh, caramelize this and caramelize that. And you know, for every Tupperware event that I attend, you know, they're always like, you got to bring a recipe. I'm always like, I'm not quick. When they're like, what recipe do you want to bring? And then always at the end, you know, I'm like, oh, now I got to bring a dessert and I have to try this dessert that I never made before. Okay. Okay, so we got our next round of noodles in. We got some more cheese. It's going to be super cheesy, this lasagna. I think I've lost the comments, but that's okay. You guys are just intently listening, and I'm just having fun talking. Okay, we're going to add our last layer of onions. No waste. And honestly, I didn't really mess up that many more containers than I would have if I had to use something else to caramelize my onion in. Okay, we got that mess. We got that mess going. Okay, we're going to add one last layer of noodles. Okay, so I can see there is a bit of a delay in the comments, but I don't see any comments now. So I will go back and I will definitely answer any comments that I see at the end. Maybe some of you are getting ready for bed. I made a pact to myself, to my team members. We said we're going to try to do something consistently every day. And I said that I would like to go to bed at a healthier time. Now, you know, there are going to be days where I just can't... You're enjoying your cooking while finishing decorating. There are going to be days where I just can't go to bed at midnight. You know, it's the end of the month. Or like today, I'm all hyped up on energy and I'm eating dinner late. But I can say that with consistency, that I have been much better about going to sleep at a proper time, and not just going to sleep, not just saying like going to sleep. I mean like making sure that I'm in bed at a proper time. Even if I'm not like sleeping, I'm like relaxing and I'm not just like endless scrolling. You know what I mean? Okay, so there we go. That's basically covered. I'm gonna add the last bit of the sauce, so that literally everything is covered in liquid. That's the main thing. Everything has to be covered in liquid, and I can see that it is all covered in liquid. You see here, everything's covered in liquid. I'm gonna pat it down. Sauce to cheese to noodle, to making sure that is there any more tiny broken pieces? We could add another little piece there. You know, no waste. At the end here, if I don't have enough noodles to make, like, you know, we'll just turn it into a broken up lasagna pasta next time. Like, there's no, we are a household that literally uses up till we're at our last thing. Like, I think last week I had like almost no groceries in my fridge. I used up the last onion, the last pepper, the last of everything. Just making sure that everything's covered in liquid. Covered up in liquid, covered up in liquid, no empty space, covered up in liquid. I'm just enjoying your cooking while I finish decorating. Yes, I'm commenting as I finish. Well, Olga, it's okay. Like you, the other eyes that are watching are also just, you know, taking it all in. It's making them hungry to make a late night snack. Okay, add the last bit of cheese. Now this thing is super cheesy. Okay, last bit of cheese right on the top here. And I see I have a bit of delay, like something's happening where my phone is freezing, so that could also be a reason. But that's just my life on Facebook. Anymore. What I want you guys to do is, if you see me freezing, take a funny photo of me frozen and comment it in the chat. Okay? If you see me frozen in a funny way, take a screenshot of me, like, you know, and post it in the chat. Okay, so there's the lasagna. It's totally ready to go. And now the safety feature, I just added a little extra spice in there. The safety feature, it goes on like this. Okay, the arrows, they line up, and then you twist, and it's closed. Okay, it's closed. You gotta close this latch here, and it's gonna go in the microwave now for 26 minutes. Check your microwave. I tried it, and mine was 26 minutes, and it worked amazing. My old microwave was 30 minutes, and that's how the recipe like went down. So the recipe could really be anywhere between 26 to 32 minutes, 30 minutes. Really how powerful your microwave is. When it's done, you're gonna see here that it has the safety feature where this little yellow piece pops up and it's gonna go psss. Okay, don't be tempted to go to hurry it up. And don't be tempted to open this up to let the steam out. Just let it do its thing. It's releasing. At the same time, you're gonna maybe see some mist, smoke, air, whatever coming out of here. These are just the extra safety features to make sure it depressurizes before it's ready to eat. So I'm gonna put this into the microwave full power. Okay, timer. Let's do it. I still haven't figured out how to just press the time, but I'm getting really good at fast forwarding the number really, really quickly. Okay, so the last thing to do here is I made sure everything's covered in liquid, and just to combine my noodles, because actually what happened is if you don't put your lasagna in a modular mate clear enough in your pantry that you can see it, okay, you can see I stopped freezing now, so hopefully you guys got some funny pictures of me, is combine your lasagna noodles into one container so you don't have two containers. Oh, are they different? Oh, they're different. That's okay. I'm sure it'll work out just as delicious. Okay, don't combine it because your noodles look different. But don't open a new pack of lasagna noodles until you check your pantry to make sure that you don't open multiple packs of lasagna at the same time. But also it's really good to make sure that you put your lasagna in a modular mate so that they don't go bad. Okay, so that's that. Everything's cleaned up there. And you know what? Get your cheese that got grated. See, he was worried about it not fitting all into one container. We used up a lot of cheese in this recipe. So if you're looking for the exact recipe, it's in my VIP group. If you're not in my VIP group and you're watching me for the first time, I'll put the link to my VIP group down below. If you're looking for anything that you saw me cook with and you were here on the live, you could send me a private message. Say, I really want that can opener. I really want the modular mate, the knife, a spatula, a bowl. And you say, Sherry, I watched you cook live. Maybe there'll be an extra deal in my VIP group later tonight. And of course, after that's done cooking, and I'll check if my star manager, Caroline, is done doing her live sale, I might be doing my advent calendar day number 8 next. And then maybe in that time, while that advent calendar is being drawn, the dinner will be ready. I might make a little video or come live or share the photo on my personal profile again. So thank you guys for being here. I'm sure my husband is patiently waiting to eat his dinner. If you took any pictures of me being frozen, share them in the comments on this live below. It'll be funny. I used to get so upset. I used to be like, I can't believe Facebook's doing this to me. Now I just laugh and laugh at all the crazy faces I've made, like frozen on the screen. So thank you guys for being here. If you're brand new and you're watching me for the first time, thank you. Maybe next time you're going to comment and say hello. If you're interested in joining Tupperware, you know we have an amazing opportunity right now. It's only $20. And you know there's all these extra incentives, especially with the 12 days of Christmas. And all sorts of extra deals that are happening all month long in December. Thank you guys for being here. See, I'm totally freezing up again. I can do it other than small and laugh at funny photos that you guys have taken of me freezing on camera. I'm going to enjoy my dinner, and I will probably see some of you guys. I don't know what happened there. The thing froze completely. So I will see some of you guys soon in my VIP group for my advent calendar, and I'll post my delicious meal when it's done cooking. Bye for now.